This is Sarah Marks, one of the librarians here at UMass Lowell. In this video, I'm going to go over the ORCID ID system and how it's helpful for faculty and researchers on campus. What is an ORCID ID? Let's address that first. An ORCID ID is a number that in libraries we would call it authority control. In other words, we're trying to make sure that only your works, your grants, your education, your publications and employment are identified as yours. This is especially helpful when your name is common or there might be more than one person with your name doing research. What you do to get started is you register for your account. It's free, it takes 30 seconds, it's quite easy. And then once you have it, you can sign in with that account. Right now we don't have an institutional account, we just have personal, so set one of those up. Once you get here, you'll be given your ID number, which is the web address that will always find this profile. There will be information on the left about how to put it in other sites. This does include our campus digital profiles or a web page you might have. You could even get a QR code to print it on something for people to scan. You'll have other ways you might be known. This is helpful if you're doing content or publications that require your initials instead of your full name, or only do your first and middle name instead of just your first and last name. It really depends on how you're published around the different publications. You can add in all your education. Just simply click Add Education, Add Manually, and it will allow you to start searching for the universities, when you started, when you ended, your degree, any web addresses you want to add. The same with employment. Add employment, add manually, and you can add in that content. It can include your funding sources. So if you're getting money from different organizations, you can search and link, or you can add manually. Search and link is simple. You have to use the Uber wizard to find your sources. Not everything is here. And some people find it easier to just add it manually. Select the type that you got. If there's a subtype, title of the project, you can translate it if you need to, how much you got, start and end, and then information about the agency and grant number. If you're not the only grantee, you can add that you are part of. And then what your role is also here. So if you were the primary applicant, you can be the lead or co-lead, supported, other contribution. And finally, you can add in your publications. You can search and link, add by BibTeX if you have that ID number, and then you can get more information about importing that here. You can add manually as well, as much information as you have. But you can also export your works if you need to, or bulk edit if you need to make changes across them. You can see, let's take off bulk edit, so you can see here who is allowed to see this content. If you want to make sure that everybody can see it, it will look green. If you only want trusted parties, or if you want only me. So this way you can start adding your publications maybe before it's actually published, things you want to make sure you're keeping track of, but that not everyone can see. And you're really just filling in the form and letting people know what level of access they have. So let's make mine everybody for all of them. And to show you what the public page looks like, here's the public version of my page. Everything is here. No one can add anything, but any additional content I have or have added can be included. So if I wanted to link to my digital profile on campus or a profile from another service, I can do that in the websites. And that way I can link all of my profiles together. And so that's the basics of using ORCID ID and how it can make sure you and your authority as an author and grantee and researcher are maintained in an easy to locate way.